flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't nothing, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't nothing, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left.
This is the Doghouse Sports Podcast.
About this on your Habs Tonight show, I think on Weise Wednesdays too, which actually kind of caught everyone off guard, was about Joel Bouchard. And I think, a lot of people were surprised with some of your comments have made about him. I was too, because again, like I was saying before we hopped on here, I was saying like it's crazy because like a lot of public figures, like they kind of show this persona, there's persuasive kind of side to them that sell themselves good and make people like them, and then they can be a complete fucking dickhead, like off, like away, like behind the scenes, right? So would you be able to go into it a little bit about him, or
I'm an open book, man. I just tell it like it is.
Sure, man.
You know, when someone, when you need to speak the truth on someone, like it needs to be told. And then there's a lot of guys, this is what bothers me about social media. So
yeah,
I went out there and I said it in a short snippet on a trade deadline show that I had on Habs Tonight.
Yep.
And I got ripped for it. People are like, "Oh, you can't say that and not expand on it." I said, "Okay, I'll expand on it." So I got on a show and I said exactly what I meant, and I said exactly what I went through. And people were still telling me I was wrong, as if they were in the dressing room. And it was like, it was laughable to me, the comments of people arguing me about how good of a coach he is. Like them sitting on their fucking computer is going to tell me, a guy that was in the dressing room with him, traveling around. I see the behind the scenes shit that doesn't get posted on the Jumbotron of all of his interviews in between periods and shit. Like I see the real stuff, and people were still telling me, well, you're wrong because Jake Evans and all these people would say he's great. Well, of course they're going to say he's great. They still play in the league.
Yeah.
You can't burn bridges when you're a hockey player. Like when you're in the NHL, like it's a known rule. You would never say bad about anybody because you never know. Everybody recycles jobs. They get fired here. They get a job there. You get traded there. And now he's coaching you again. Like everybody knows you just don't say things. And if a guy's an asshole like him, you don't tell the truth because maybe he's going to be a coach someday. And maybe, that's a job for you. So when people are arguing me about it, well, why would these kids say that? Do you think they're going to get on there and tell the truth or talk about a guy that's in the organization? Like it just pissed me off completely. But to get back to him, he's just, again, I spoke about Michel Therrien being hard on guys, extremely hard and ruthless, gutless comments, but you could respect it because he cared about you as a person and he could separate stuff away from the game. Joel Bouchard cares about nobody but himself. That's really all it comes down to. The way he would degrade guys. And again, another thing that I mentioned about Michel, would do it one-on-one. Joel Bouchard would degrade and embarrass guys in front of the team every single day.
That's not professional. No.
And he would smile and laugh about it. You could tell he got a kick out of it. He enjoyed that. He enjoyed his power over guys. He enjoyed, being in control of 20-year-old kids, knowing that they can't do anything, and he would use that against them. Like I don't have any respect for people that are in power positions and hold that against people. I have zero.
Dictator.
I have zero respect for that, and just not a guy, and to me, like I didn't give a shit when I was down there. I didn't care. I was like, man, I'm not paying escrow. I'm making more than I play in the NHL. Like, what do I care? Like, and I get argued. People are like, "Oh, you're just bitter," and I'm like,
yeah, I saw those comments too, and I'm like, this guy fucking played in the dressing room, okay? Like he fucking knows more than any of us.
I'm telling you exactly. And okay, and then they want to say, well, he left, and Montreal wanted to sign him, but he chose to left. Okay, yeah. Do you think he really wanted to leave Quebec, where he was the absolute man, and everybody thought he was the man?
Yeah, no.
Do you think Montreal was like, okay, we'll offer you this, and he obviously thought he was above that and had a bigger offer there, and I'm sure he was like, well, I'm going there unless you match it, and Montreal was like, well, you know what? See you later.
Yeah.
Because they know how he is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were enjoying that or if they thought that was good for their prospects. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was just, there was just a lot of weird things that like him going at guys and embarrassing guys in front of the team. Just his like, man, there like we lost a game one day and then the next day we got on the bus and it was like a 6-hour ride and he's like bitter and like pouting at the front of the bus and like it was trying to like and standing at the bus door when guys went to get food and like staring guys down as they're getting on the bus and like just these fucking like these like they're not even like junior tactics. Like my junior coach wouldn't even do stuff like this. So
yeah,
it just man, it was just I don't know. And then he scratched me one game and I was like, okay, whatever. Like I had a couple pops the night before, so you're doing me a favor. I don't have to play today. That's fine. Like,
there you go.
You're not affecting me very much, buddy. So good for you. And then he like holds this meeting with me, and he's like telling me, he's like, I'm never putting you back in the lineup, and I told Burge that you're finished, and I was like, okay.
Oh fuck.
Wow. And I just sat there, and to me it wasn't like a big deal. Like I was like, okay, bud, you do whatever you want to do. And I played the next day, so it wasn't.
Yeah, you know what I think it was? He was probably just, again, it's a scare tactic. I remember you said that too. He tried the scare tactics with the young guys, and with you,
because he could.
Yeah, with you,
he held that. Yeah, he held that power over guys.
Exactly, and you said too, as like a well-seasoned vet in the league, and in the NHL, AHL, you're just like, fuck you, buddy. Like this is like, go fuck yourself, right? So,
yeah, I was like, okay,
doesn't scare you.
No, you don't scare me. You don't faze me. You're not affecting my life. Like,
yeah.
And that's something as like an older guy that you can, that you've been there, you can understand it. But as a young guy, man, like you can't, like you're sitting, you would have so much anxiety at home, like playing for that guy as a young guy. You'd be like, oh man, what is he going to show me on video tomorrow and rip me and like this? Like you wouldn't be able to get away from it. And he would thrive on that. And that's wrong to me. Like I don't think that benefits anybody.
For sure, man. It's like I've always said, like, in terms of like in like the business world too, like, there's a way of like, in management where you could give people criticism, like constructive criticism is normal, obviously, in the hockey world and the business world, whatever it may be, right? That's fine, right? But there's ways to do it. Like, like whenever, like in my jobs in the past, like I've taken constructive criticism, it's always been in private, and they're like, hey, this is what you should be doing better. This is what you're doing good, but I want to see more of this, right? And there's ways to do it, right? And behind closed doors would be the best way. But yeah, like what you're saying, like fucking just railing guys in front of the whole like team, like that's not cool. Like it's very unprofessional,
No, and then when you talk about his image, I was hurt for 2 weeks there. I had to get fluid removed from my elbow, and I'm watching from the press box, and in between periods, like it's just nonstop images and videos of himself. Like I don't know who's the marketing team there, but all it was showing Joel Bouchard, and he's in these interviews talking like he's the best guy and he's so helpful to the young guys and he wants to be this player coach. And I'm sitting there like, who is this guy? Like all these fans are sitting here thinking, well, no wonder they think this guy is amazing. Like I don't even know who this guy is.
Fucking schizophrenic, for fuck's sakes. Like, geez, split personalities.
Paid off the marketing guys to do it.
Oh, maybe.
It was just really weird, this image that he portrayed. And I saw that on all the comments I got. I'm like, you guys are just lost.
You have no fucking idea. These guys have no fucking idea. Yeah. That's the thing. When I've seen athletes in the past, like, make comments about coaches, GMs, you name it, like, you could, like, your first reaction is like always like, oh yeah, they're just salty. But like,
of course,
you can't. But at the same time, it's like you were not in the dressing room for X amount of years that this player was. So it's like, what the fuck do these people know, right? Like it's crazy.
It's so funny to me.
Yeah,
it's so funny to me. These people just looking to get clout on social media and